right away. We're waiting now for both Danny Pedrosa and Mark Marquez. Well, Marquez anyway. Pedrosa may have already slipped out of the garage just to the right of our view from this one. And here's where strategy plays a big part. Do you go out early and try to get use up two tires? Do you wait and sort of throw all your eggs in one basket and say, I'm going to give it one big heave-ho and call it good?
Well, basically, you can just see there that there's a group of guys that have headed out. They want to try and do it in a group. They want to try and get that time together. But Mark Marquez, the fastest man here this weekend, he wants to try and get out there and get some free space on the circuit. He's just heading out now onto the track, and he's going to be out there on his own circuit. There's Nicky Hayden. He's one of the guys that's selected to go out nice and early. The reason that he's done that is that we've only got a very short session here, and it's a long lap. They're only boys running enough time to throw two new tyres to this, which is going to make it very interesting. You can't afford to make a mistake. You know, over the last, definitely not twice, that will mean that you will not be starting from the front row of the grid.
Now, unlike the rest of the weekend and all the practice sessions, now it is important to clench your teeth, hold your breath, whatever it takes to do that one fast lap.
Yeah, this is it. This is all about the grid position now. Big weight machine down. They're really going to put it on the limit now. See what they can do.
Hayden goes out right away. Dovizioso waits in the garage for a couple of minutes before he makes an appearance.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically what you feel like mentally. Like Marquez, for sure, needs to stay in the box because he doesn't want anyone to get out there and roll him in goal as well. Rossi, that's all. Trying to keep on his wheel and then get a bit of a slipstream. And you've only got to be half a tenth in front to be in front of him on the grid. So Marquez doesn't want to show anyone how he is smoking the field here this weekend.
That was sneaking and throughout his career here at Circuit of the Americas, in the test, in every practice session, or almost every practice session, except for the one where Danny Pedrosa topped the chart in FP3. But still, Marquez has been the guy to beat all weekend long so far. Here is the man who has been the guy to beat for 7 championship seasons, 9 titles in GP racing altogether, 7 in the premier class, Valentino Rossi. If there is a headline story this season, of course it has been that Rossi has returned to a competitive machine and back to the podium where many think he belongs.
He certainly has. He's certainly given Stefan Bradl a bit of a toe along there. Bradl's caught him up, and this is exactly what I was talking about. Bradl is using Valentino Rossi judge off. He's caught right up onto the back wheel now of Valentino Rossi. Bradl is definitely going to be faster than Valentino Rossi.
Well, Bradl has been faster than Rossi in 2 of the 3 sessions. Comparing them just their lap time. 205.01 to 205.64. Now, mind you, the time in this session. Yeah, and right now it is Jorge Lorenzo.
Danny Pedrosa a little bit sideways up at the turn 1 there. We're on side with Jorge Lorenzo. Jorge Lorenzo in 204.6, 203.7 they did in the earlier sessions. Expect to see those times drop.
Yeah.
By this guy, Marquez with the wheel in the air.
Oh, the weekend.
It's already 0.3 under.
Yeah, Lorenzo is under his quickest time for the weekend at 204.63. His best prior to this was 205.29 in the first 3 practice sessions. I have the times in front of me from the warm-up session. Marquez. Right now, Lorenzo.
Look at that lean angle from Marquez. This is his first flight lap of it, and he's absolutely on it. This is the fastest every session except for the first session this morning when he fell off on the first lap. Big crash, but that hasn't slowed him down. Look at that elbow scraping on the ground.
Oh, he keeps it there too, for almost the entire turn. Here he comes back on the other side. Left elbow just skimming the curbing.
on board with Lorenzo now. He knows he's going to have a tough weekend. Winner last time out at Qatar.
Yeah, the Yamahas were dominant in the first round. Honda's been all Honda. Man, that is a half second quicker than he's been, and 1.3 seconds quicker than...
He was fast here in the test, and that pretty much matches the fastest time ever around this circuit.
Well, of course, the test times are unofficial. That is officially the fastest lap around the circuit of the Americas right now.
Crutchlow also did a good job up in fourth position. There's Pedrosa on board.
Lorenzo on the Yamaha third, Brado on another Honda fourth, Bautista on Honda in fifth.
That third position very, very important because that is the last spot on the front row of the grid. So keep an eye on that. Lorenzo's where he wants to be to start the race at the moment, but he's not going to have it his own way to stay there.
Crutchlow to fourth.
Crutchlow goes over the line. He's normally a very, very good qualifier, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him pull something out of the bag a little bit special in this session. He's got enough time to head back into the pit box now, and perhaps if he's got one more soft tyre left, put his brain in the lunchbox and do that super fast lap. He's tucked in now. It's Cal Crutchlow too. He was one of the guys session earlier on.
Not yet appearing on our scoring monitor, nor on the screen on the chart. We did see him go out, but he must have come right back in without doing a flying lap. Something about the bike that he didn't like. We haven't seen a picture yet of him. Or
look at Marquez. He's going to do the first 202 lap around this circuit if he keeps this up.
Yes, he will by the narrow margin. He may just get there. He's coming onto the front straightaway right now, drives it hard across the line, and 203 on just missed. Not done yet.
Good enough. Incredible lap time by Mark Marquez, 203.
On what we imagine is identical equipment.
There's Bradley Smith, Ben Spee's lap times at the bottom of your screen there. Bradley Smith, 210 miles an hour down this straight, these MotoGP machines, 250 horsepower, carbon brakes, prototype engines, 160 kilograms.
Good as motorcycle racing engineers can build a motorcycle under the rules provided for them by MotoGP, and the restrictions are few.
There's a good look at the Repsol machine
of Danny Pedrosa as he is in the pit box. They're working frantically to change a rear tire and get him back out for another attack on the unassailable time at this point of Marc Marquez, 203.021.
Just saw the white line on the side of that Bridgestone rear tire. That denotes that that's the soft rear going into the back of Danny Pedrosa's machine, which will allow him to get out there and have a little bit more grip in respect to the hard tire. And that's the tyre you need in now to do that same lap time. That will be the tyre that Marquez used to do 203.0.
Jorge Lorenzo in the pits getting his rear tire changed. He's got about time for one quick lap. If he gets out there, he'll have an outline with one quick tire. Also gets that will force him to settle 12th on the grid without making an effort here. I just think that contract now. Yeah, there we are. Yeah, okay. I think he won chance. He did have a technical problem. Pressure's on the Kentucky kid to see if he can pull it up. He's on the 10th position. That he's offline. There is Vito Guareschi, the team manager.
A racer himself, a former racer, started in World Supersport many years ago, and then became the Ducati test rider, and now he's sitting in the box there with his fingers crossed that his boys can do the business.
Well, Dovizioso getting it done a little bit better. He's up into 6th on the grid right now, outside row number 2. Dovey qualified well, Ed Cutter as well, also, but in the end, he and Hayden ended up finishing 7th and 8th, one behind the other.
Valentino Rossi with work to do. He sits in 8th at the moment in this session. Well down. He needs to get out there and put in one of those fast laps. He doesn't want to start from that 3rd row of the grid.
There's Dovizioso loose into one of the first gear corners here on Circuit of the Americas. But it is Marquez 203.0, Pedrosa 203.9, and that's the gap between them. Lorenzo 204.1, Crutchlow 204.6, Brattle 205.0, Dovizioso 205.0. They're right together side by side on row number 2. Espargaro 206.0, Hayden, Spies, and Smith making up row number 4, 206.1, 207.0, and 207.8.
Out of here, then a long right-hand corner. Lorenzo just behind Dovizioso on track out there at the moment, and there's Pedrosa. Nice and tight through turn 1.
On his final lap, or maybe 2. And it looked like Dovizioso running very wide there, looking back over his shoulder.
2 minutes 20 left in this session. Not a lot of time, just enough time. That's it for Lorenzo. That's all he can do.
That's incredible. Here's Pedrosa with his last effort, his final effort. Second on the grid at 203.97. He is just under 1 second behind Marquez, Magic Man.
Look at Lorenzo. He's going out again, but the reason he's going out now is just to do a start.
Here's Pedrosa.
On board with Pedrosa, but once again, this isn't going to be one of his best laps. He's already plus 2 seconds. I think he's just staying out killing time to also do a start. These guys have the complicated starting electronics on this bike, and every start they do at the end of the day helps the mechanics adjust that so that they can get that nice shoot off the line for tomorrow's races.
He's going to come and park in one of these spots, and then
Bradley Smith on board with him.
They just do it from wherever they are on the track.
Hard on the brakes.
They just
Big
stop on the
ladders,
track
Bradley
and then
Smith,
go
nice
through their
and
deal
tall,
and take off.
and use that body to throw that machine around, but lacks a little bit of experience in MotoGP class. Of course, he's one of the rookies here this year.
11th position. Spies appears to be done for the session. We're under a minute remaining right now, so anybody on the racetrack is on their final lap. Here's Stefan Brattle. He is locked in 5th spot right now, middle of row number 2. Brattle across the line.
Definitely. If you can follow Mark Marquez tomorrow, you might find yourself in a podium sitting position.
Here's Rossi.
Rossi struggling back in 8th.
Back in 8th position, and it doesn't look as though he'll make a lot of improvement. We're not seeing anything dramatic on the timing screens that would give us any indication that Valentino Rossi is on a fast lap.
Gee, I'll tell you what, if I see the difference between Mark Marquez and everybody else out there this weekend,
Espargaro, 8th off the grid, middle of row 3, in between Alvaro Bautista on his prototype Honda and Valentino Rossi on the prototype Yamaha.
boy, that is the upside line for those CRT machines.
Very impressive indeed. He had a lot, made the best use of his time in QP1, and when it counted here in QP2, he delivered. Aleix Espargaro on the number 41 machine. And that is a very impressive performance indeed for the Power Electronics Aspar Aprilia Racing CRT entry. Checkered flag is out. Lorenzo has taken it. And for the rest, they're still on a final flying lap, but we don't see anything impressive, nor do our camera producers. They're pretty good at picking up on lap times and focusing on a rider who may have a quick lap going. Pedrosa with his personal best splits, but he is still going, and if he comes in, a little bit off the advantage here in this qualifying session from Marc Marquez, but he's certainly not going to take over the top spot. Bradley Smith is done and looks as though he'll hold 11th. Here comes Stefan Bradl. He's currently Marc Marquez on the pace, but a quarter second slower than the man who will start from pole.
Yeah, it took him 7 laps to do it though. Marquez did it on his first flying lap, Bench. Crutchlow sits in 5th position at the moment. He's on his best lap as well. This is good. Yeah, good.
On the track for a final lap. Aleix Espargaro. Mickey Hayden remains in 10th. Ben Spies in 12th. So they will start together on row number 4. And congratulations all around by the members of the Repsol Honda crew. They will start 1-2.